Hello, everyone. This is Bethany Nicole with the Hollywood Times, and I'm here with the celebrity interior designers Kate Martindale and Amy Neusinger, and they are the stars of the hit interior design show Capturing Home. These self-proclaimed work wives have worked with some very well-known brands and names, including Reese Witherspoon, Kate Hudson, and Gwyneth Paltrow. So they have quite the resume. Thank you for being here, ladies.
Thanks for having us, Bethany.
Absolutely. So I'm sure we're all dying to know, how did you guys get started? What created this idea? Kind of what's your origin story? What's your journey here?
I'll let you take this.
All right. Kate and I met it's been about 17 years on a photo shoot. I was on it. The prop stylist was replaced with Kate. So I was kind of in a frantic mode of trying to get the shoot done, and then in popped Kate, and it felt like we had been working together for years. It was just this easy, creative process that we have together. This dynamic that I had not experienced with anyone else, because when you're working on set as photographer and stylist, it's very intimate. You know, the goal is the same, but the processes are different to get there. And it was just really easy, but not just easy, it was very creative. So that's how we started 17 years ago, and been doing it ever since for lots of people and brands. And I think when Joanna Gaines saw us shooting her first cookbook, she commented. And people over the years have told us this pretty much every shoot. You guys have something, it's so fun to watch you. You have this, this creative process and energy unlike anything we've seen. And we finally, one day, we're like, Kate, I think we should do something about this. I think we should try to do something. And that kind of was the beginning of the idea for the show.
Just to clarify, Amy and I actually have done multiple things. We've had several businesses together.
This is true.
Oh, wow.
Not all successful, but we try.
Amy, I'll get a phone call from Amy at like 6 a.m. If the phone rings, I know it's her. She's the only person I know that gets up that early. And I'm always groggy, and she's like, I have an idea. Call me back when you're awake.
That's amazing. Yeah, and
So
a lot of our readers are kind of going through the writer's strike. They're pivoting careers. So what are some of the business ventures that you felt like didn't go so well, and how did you pivot? And what kind of brought you to where you are, I guess? What are some things our readers—
How much time do you have?
We've done some interesting. I mean, this is the funniest thing I can say about it is Amy and I probably own 10 domain names together, because we will be on set.
That we're still paying for.
We're still paying for them. They're like, $6 to renew for every 5 years. But
Right.
I'm not exaggerating. We will be on set. One of us will have an idea. We'll both get so excited about it.
Buy the name.
Buy the domain.
Tell about the toilet paper. Tell them. This is a good one.
I'm on the edge of my seat here. I'm on the edge of my seat. What is the toilet paper idea?
Hold on. Hold on to that seat.
So hard. We had an idea on set. It's not an original idea. Obviously, this already existed, but we thought to print your ex-husband.
You've just broken up with somebody.
Yeah, I just broken up with somebody.
Oh my God.
Your ex-wife or your ex-husband's picture on toilet paper.
Square of toilet paper. I'm gonna call it ex-wipes.
Wow. Okay.
How did that not
succeed, or have you not launched
domain,
it yet? Because you have a market right here.
This is the part we need to cut out. Whoever we need to.
No. That stays in.
I'm crying.
Right. Ex-wipes.
Ex-wife.
Here first.
The name alone
Right?
is gonna sell it.
But this is the best part about Amy and I. We have these ideas, and the other person validates what genius is. Like, you're a genius. Buy the.
I'm busy. I buy all the domains.
Oh my
styling the set.
We'll call Amy's husband, and he gets on it because he's a marketing genius. So he's just like,
That's incredible.
It is so funny. We
Failed
did have a
ideas. These are
legit-
just not yet bloomed. That's all I'm hearing.
Right, exactly.
It's
We
just
did-
not yet the time.
we
Yeah.
had one,
There is
we had
timing for
one,
archetypes. I know it.
exactly. We did have one legitimate business, which is called rag cuffs.
Yeah.
And those are little knitted cuffs that go on your wrist, which is a pulse point that keeps the rest of your body hot. And we made those. We sold quite a few in the beginning, but Amy and I then realized we're not really fashion people.
Right. Okay.
Home decor.
Like, take it to the next level. But it's
Exactly.
still around, ragcuffs.com. And
Yeah.
we still,
Wow.
you know, yeah.
Wow. You
Yeah.
guys do have such a wonderful energy and process. And I'm guessing this is what you take into the homes to transform them, right? Like this is the process. What is
Yes.
kind of the first thing you do when you walk into a home and you're looking at transforming it? Like what does the process look like in that bubble, I guess? How do you take all of this and put it towards redoing homes?
A lot of the times we try to close the jaw, you know.
Right.
It's really, I mean, we really love people because in our job we work with a lot of people, new people every day. We walk on the set and we have to create a team and a common goal, and we're people. I mean, we are, and so we fall in love with the people, and then the space is almost secondary. Like we really glom onto the people, and then like, okay, this space is pretty hideous, but you know, what are your dreams? They tell us, and it's like, it's just a creative process, but it starts with the people. It really does. We don't go in with a preconceived notion of who they are, what they want, or what the space is. We go in to meet these people. Can we do this project and collaborate all together? And then we go from there.
Yeah, we actually like to have chemistry with the people we work with. It's so important to us. And it's partially why, well, it's not partially, it's all of why each episode looks so different as well. Because Amy and I definitely design a certain way. Like, you know, that can be a little bit formulaic just in the sense of how we work.
Mm-hmm.
But we customize what we do so much to the people that's why you I mean, I don't know if you watch it and go, oh, that's a Kate and Amy home. You know, that's something they definitely did. But we always feel like each one of our houses is so different because we really listen to the people that live there and how they live and what they want in those spaces. And then we basically kill ourselves to try to give them that.
Literally. There was one point while filming, I'm like, am I dead? I asked Kate, is this real? I was so tired.
We did not take a single day off.
No.
Not a single day off.
And not complaining. It's just how I mean, we love what we do so much. And I think it comes off. It is not fabricated. It is not fake. We are so lucky to do and be creative and work with amazing people. And in the end, the goal is to create a space that it has a beautiful use. Like, what is the intended use? We always try to figure out, how do you want to use this space, instead of just saying, this is the design, or you go figure it out. It's like, how do you want to use this space? So that really is helpful, and you know, guiding our design and the purpose. So
yeah, we actually furnish these houses with how they want to use the space.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we buy, after we kind of decide what we're doing with the walls and, you know, all the things that we're doing, it then really becomes about the furnishings too. It's like Amy and I always give it the analogy of you bake the cake and then there's the icing, you know, and they need each other. So those two elements, the way they come together, is also about how they want to live, so much so. So it always kind of turns out beautifully customized to each one of these families.
Yeah, it's not staged, which is unusual. They keep everything.
Right, not always a given.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. So it's almost like a reflection of the people. Like the home is sort of the reflection of that. That's interesting. Yeah, I actually was reading Architectural Digest today really randomly, and John Legend and his wife had just moved into a new home, and they were saying kind of that same thing, where they're like, each home has been a chapter of our lives. So, you know, during this phase, we kind of had like a darker, more cozy home, and now we're in this like bigger, lighter home. So it really was that same concept of like, it's a reflection of us and where we are in our lives and what we're using the spaces for. And it's just an interesting concept because I don't think we think of homes that way very much.
No,
Yeah.
no. And it's really, having house pride and wanting to invite people over to share in the space. And it's Kate and I designed for that purpose, how the space is used and how the space makes you feel. It's really not about the color we chose or this and that. It is like, how does everyone feel? And that's what people take away.
Right. Yeah. Wow, that's such an interesting way to look at it, I guess. I think we usually
that's how we design.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So do you have any favorite transformations or ones that really stick out in your mind that were really reflective of the person or what you do, or just something that kind of maybe even you had the most fun on? I'm sure you have fun on all of them.
Yeah.
I say we do have fun on all of them. I have to say we do have fun. There's a couple in there that are a little painful at times, but do you want to go first, Dane? What was your favorite?
My favorite was when Kate was the client and I got to surprise her.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, because it's so interesting just to flip the table a little bit because we're so used to being on one side. And, it was nice to have something done for Kate, I'm sure, and have her feel, thought about and considered, and Magnolias were her favorite. And so that was the most fun for me, knowing her.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. That was for me, it was a double-edged sword because it was fun.
It's different when it's your space. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of painful to do your own space. I really felt for our clients after that because your house is torn apart and all you want is to live back in it. But it's so worth the trouble and the pain. And I think Amy and I had I mean, she says my kitchen, but I think that like the Ruedas, Jenny and John were so they had this awful tiki room. It had a pig roaster in the room. I'm going to give a little bit away because that episode hasn't aired yet, but they just were so darling and sweet. And then we had a client at the end, Tia, who was a newly single woman and able to embrace her new space and make it her little jewelry box, which was so fun for us. She was like, I don't live with a man. I don't have to consider a man, go for it. And Amy and I got to really flex our feminine powers,
I know we kind of sprayed that space. We went in there,
we really did.
Girl power. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. And I think it does make such a difference, in how we feel in our own homes. Like, does it feel free? Does it feel empowering? Does it, have all these feelings of our exes or whatever? I think that it really is much more of an emotional process than maybe, we naturally would think of it as.
It's because home hasn't been branded that way through design.
Yeah.
Right.
So Kate and I are trying to flip it. I mean, you should feel the most secure, the happiest, and house pride in your home. And that's what you take outside your home and project to the world. And when that's not stable and it's not how you need to be, then it doesn't happen. So we're really, and the show's about like, these are sometimes very little moves. You can, we're not doing major construction in a lot of these homes. So we're just trying to, flip the idea on its head a little bit.
The way I think Amy and I see it is your home is a vision board. You wake up there and you go to bed there and that energy that your house gives you is what you're projecting out into the world. So you're happy in your home, you're going to project happiness out there. It's just so important to feel good in that space.
What's our saying? A happy home is a happy block, is a happy town, is a happy city. So it just exponentially spreads.
Oh, I love that. Your home is your vision board. Oh my gosh, that like gives me chills. I love that. That's so great.
Wait, so Kate, can Kate tell you about another vision board she did?
Yes, please. Please share all.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Aim.
No, you do it. You tell it.
I vision board. I did a vision board to find my husband.
Oh wow!
And tell her what's on it. What was on it?
Amy loves this part. There was a guy on it with a top hat.
Wow. What was that representative to you? Was that just like classy, like a class?
I I'd been single for 14 years. I was a single mom
Love
I
it.
had 2 kids, and I just was so frustrated. And somebody told me vision boarding really, and I thought about it for years, but I finally went and got a piece of poster board and a bunch of magazines. And one of the things was a guy with a top hat on, and like this, he was like the biggest thing on my vision board.
Love
Is he
that.
serving you? Oh, I like
Kind
it.
of.
Yeah.
Like a
Proper.
butler. He's sort
Yeah.
of like a butler, but I just thought I liked that it was like this very stoic man. And my husband is a little bit like, I have to say. He's
Yeah.
a
She
definite
found
gentleman.
him.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. It does work. I literally met him like
Good.
a month after I vision boarded for him.
That's incredible. Yeah, I write the weekly love horoscope for the Hollywood Times. So you're definitely talking to the right person for the
awesome.
vision boarding of the soulmate.
I'm so into that. I'm so into horoscopes. I love
that.
Yeah, so cool. So do you feel like that's why these shows are so popular, and especially yours, because you're really tapping into that emotional connection? Or why do you think there's such a hit?
I definitely think it's the emotional connection.
Yeah.
Because Kate and I, in our careers as photographers, stylists, we have to create emotion and a still image for people to relate to that, buy it, all that. So, home, which is so important to us, and just the translation to that on screen, it's really an emotional connection. Our connection, and then the connection to home, the connection to our clients, it's all very real. That none of that is manufactured.
Right.
Yeah, so I think
Yeah,
that is the difference.
we go into each one of these projects thinking our clients are our friends.
Yeah, it's true.
We leave every project going, okay, have us back over. When are we coming over for dinner? And they always say, you're so coming back. I mean, we get text messages from them even after, the project's wrapped, we want to have you guys over. So I think Amy and I also just really go into it. We hug, we talk to them. We, ask them questions as we're doing the project. I mean, we really collaborate with them. So I think that a lot of the emotion comes from that also, because we want to feel connected to them, so that we make sure we're hearing them and we're giving them the real genuine space that they desire. So I think there's no way that could not, resonate out of the TV,
Absolutely. So you guys have this hit show, Capturing Home. It's airing right now. It's new season 2. So what can viewers expect from this season? What sets it apart from last season, or just some interesting things about it?
Sets it apart. I think it's a little tighter. We tell the story a little bit better. We've learned from season 1. I mean, season 1, we were just trying to stay alive.
Right.
Literally.
Bigger projects.
Yeah,
right?
and we really understand the process a little bit more, and so the design and storytelling, and because we know how to do it, we're learning how to show it now on TV for everybody to understand. And I think our main goal is to answer the why we are doing things. So that I think we do that a little bit better at season 2.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Do you have a kind of a favorite episode, or just one that viewers should really look out for, or one that stands out for you?
What's the biggest transformation, Aim? What do you think?
Gosh, I think Tia's maybe emotionally was really big. She's coming up in a few episodes. She's the newly single grandma, moved next to her grandbaby, and she's an amazing human. I think it was such an emotional space for her. And she kept saying, "How did you get into my head? How did you get into my head?" Right, well, we do that sometimes. Yeah, I mean, I truthfully, whatever episode is airing, I'm like, God, that's my favorite.
Right.
So it's hard. It's like picking it, as Kate said earlier, it's like picking a favorite child. I don't know. I love them all for different reasons. I really do.
Our blood, sweat, and tears are in each one of these projects. I think we just see them all as, and then once they're wrapped, we're like, okay, it's like you just have this, like, you take a deep breath. It's like we took 12 deep breaths, this season. Each time it was done, we just like, ooh, okay, like.
Yeah, one of those was captured in some behind the scenes where I literally roll on my back. cracking
Yes.
up. It's
Yes,
just like
that is
a little
true.
bit of a breakdown.
That's my favorite part of any show, the behind the scenes. Like, I really want to
Yeah.
know what conversations are happening, what's going on. Like, that's my favorite part of any series.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Well,
actually
we
are
have those on camera. They just edit those out.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
seriously.
But we are posting our behind the scenes on our Instagram this season, and I actually am loving it because our director,
Yeah.
Kat Brooks, she took a lot of the BTS and she did such a great job. There's so many great jobs on there, and we're just putting them together and putting them on our Instagram. And I'm actually enjoying remembering those moments, you know, because we're so busy in those moments, and she's taking pictures without us.
We don't even know. You know,
Yeah.
we're just thinking we're having some alone time,
Right.
like cracking up alone,
Yeah.
losing the plot alone. But no, it's on film,
Yeah.
and it's great because it's real. I mean, you know, it's nothing. It's not easy, but it's worth it, and we love what we do, so we're very lucky.
Yeah,
I love that. So, as these celebrity interior designers, and as we're moving, hopefully, out of this sweltering summer into the fall, what can some of our readers take away as the hottest new trends or things you would suggest to make their home their vision board, as you said, and maybe give it a little bit of fall flair?
Gosh, okay. You start, Kate.
One of my favorite things is something that's, I mean, really traditional and I want to say basic, but I don't ever think it's basic, but I love velvets, you know. We do, Amy and I do a lot of custom velvets for just in pillows. Like we'll do a vintage sofa, and I just love a beautiful, like a deep tone of velvet in the fall, you know, just something that feels very rich. We all want that, you know, that coziness. We're definitely not into I don't want to say it, boucle anymore. Like we've kind of moved on from that a little bit. So
From
that texture from boucle, we just like you know, it's like, it's creamy, it's white, it's textured, but it's like, I want something now that's a
I
little
still have some in my house.
Huh?
I still have some in my house.
Yeah, we all do. We all do. But, you know, I just want something, I think for this fall, I want things to feel a little bit calmer, a little bit quieter in the home. So
I think we could all benefit from that vibe.
Yeah. I think what I'm feeling is, and my husband is putting one out. I'm feeling like games, like spaces for people to play games, board games. You know, we've been, so I love the analog aspect of inviting friends over and having, game night. So like spaces that will host game night. I think that feels very fall to me, you know, as we bring things back indoors, an activity for gathering. I'm saying games are going to be a huge fall thing.
Yes, I love that.
I think so many people traveled this summer and probably got really inspired by their travels. I actually think home in general is going to become
a focus
again. You know, it kind of, everybody was at home, you know, obviously for those 2 years and just like trapped, and they looked around and they were like, oh, I hate my house, and they wanted to change it. So then that was over. Everybody went out and we've all traveled now. But what's so lovely about when you travel, you pick things up and you bring them back home. And I think that's going to really influence the fall and how everybody feels this fall, because they're going to be inspired by things outside of their norm and
new references.
Brand new references and just beautiful inspiration. Because I know so many people traveled all over Europe this summer. Like I had so many friends, or
including you.
Yeah, yes, me. I took my honeymoon. But you know, I just think that even Amy, you know, is on the East Coast right now, and I love the East Coast just because of the rich woods and the darker tones and the old glass. And you know, my daughter lives in New York, and so when I go and visit her and we go outside of Manhattan, I'm like, I could live here, I could be here, because it feels a little bit like Europe, you know. So
what were we texting last night?
Oh, Amy and I are going to buy a house together in Sag Harbor.
Please do that and then film your decorating of it.
Exactly.
We haven't told our husbands, but that doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter. That's like secondary. Yeah.
They don't care. They don't care. But yeah, I think a big trend this fall is going to be people like bringing in what they've been inspired by during the summer. So
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That just already feels so cozy.
Yeah,
I'm already
it
like
does.
that vibe.
It's a time of regrouping, like refocusing, bringing it back in. So it's a lovely time to bring your new ideas in and play a game.
Play a game, yes. And make a new vision board for the next.
Exactly.
With the top hat, you're all good.
Well, ladies, this has been incredibly informative and so much fun. So I want to give our readers an opportunity to continue to follow you. So where can they find you?
Well, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I just joined TikTok and I don't understand it. And I think I'm on it. So I'm not really represented there. I'm
So does that mean you
55
want
years old.
people to follow you there, or for them to give you a minute before they follow you there?
Give me
Yeah,
a pause. Give
give
me a moment. But
Okay.
we're both on Instagram with our names. You're Kate Martindale stylist.
Yeah.
Amy Neusinger. And we have a company, Rose and Mortar. It's Rose, RoseAndMortar. And then you can find all the details of our episodes if you want to know a paint color, all the yummy details. Yeah, check it out there. Some behind the scene, all that.
Yeah.
Possible future product lines.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then of course our readers can definitely check out season 2 of Capturing Home, which is currently streaming on Saturdays 1:12 Central all the way until September 23rd, and that's on Magnolia Network, HBO Max, and Discovery Plus.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Well, thank you ladies so much for joining us. It has been a blast. You guys check them out, follow them, watch them, get all your fall trends and design tips ready to go, because we are hopefully moving out of this horrible heat and we're going to get crazy. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We loved having you.
You're so fun.
Thank you so much. Thank you.